Hello, we are live. We meaning just me and whoever else might be here. Hi, I'm Dena with Left Lane Finds, and I do this occasionally where I will have an impromptu live chat. It's usually in the evening. I thought about doing it a few times during the day, so I might do it during the day, just like whenever. I don't schedule the live chats, and I don't have specific topics. I just kind of let it flow depending on what people bring up in the chat or what I want to talk about. But I'm going to give you guys a little countdown. Let me see if I can bring this up and get this. Oh, maybe I'm going to go over here. Oh, where's the countdown? Oh, there it is. I haven't done this in a while. I have to click around. Okay, I'm going to give you a little 30-second countdown. And I'm back. Hello, Sherry. I see you popped in to say hi. I talk about you a lot in my various videos because we got so much thrifting done when you were here that weekend. And I'm always talking about, oh, I got this when I was with Sherry, or oh, this sold and I got this when I was with Sherry. So if you are watching all my videos, which I'm sure you are, I'm always teasing, you'll hear your name quite a bit. Have you had any sales lately that you can chat about them a little bit if you want? I like it when oh yeah, it was a great time. It was definitely a great time. Just when you go thrifting with somebody who is equally excited about thrifting and having finds and loves going to garage sales and estate sales, it's like so much fun. Oh yeah, June has been like rough, really rough. Yeah, my sales have slowed up quite a bit. Now I also wasn't posting as much because I went, I didn't post for the few days. I didn't do any listings for the few days before I went on vacation, which was in the beginning of June. And let's see, I was down in Florida for like 4 or 5 days, something like that. I think it was 4 days. I think I left, flew out on a Saturday, came back on a Tuesday. Well, you don't jump right back into it the next day. I mean, you have so much to, do and catch up on. And so then I didn't list for a couple more days, and then a couple more days went by. And then I just kind of took a break. I decided I'm taking a break from all this constant pressure of having to do certain things, and I kind of relaxed for a little bit. But so now I feel recharged, and I got back to listing, and I did list some stuff. And actually my video that's coming out tomorrow, which, oh, that's right, I didn't even post that to YouTube yet. I just realized that my video that's due tomorrow, I actually have to upload it to YouTube and get it in there. It's ready. It's all ready to go. But it's a listing video, and it's going to be the few items I did get listed up, onto, all the different platforms. And ironically, as I was listing, I did sell a couple items. So I did have a few, that helps with it. It definitely helps with the sales. You got to list. I hate listing. That is the worst part of the reselling, is the listing part. Let's see here. All right, let's put this up here. It says, Oh, yeah, there you go. Now, Sherry got some, her and I just, we constantly, talk to each other, and we're constantly sending each other messages like, hey, I found this, or hey, I sold this for this much, or I found something for, like $1, but she found 3 pairs of like designer shoes for like $1 and sold them for, like she says, they're almost $250. Oh my gosh. So that's really good. When you can have a couple of those things, a couple of things like where you knock it out of the park, that's like so that it just makes a big difference. I definitely had a lot of, I had a few sales like that recently, and it kind of makes you feel really good because you're like, initially, when you're only selling stuff for like $8, $10, you're like, okay, it's still a good flip. I still made some money. I made some money, and I get to, reinvest that into some more, inventory, and as well as you can keep some of the money and then reuse the rest for buying new inventory. But when you get those big sales, like, oh, it just feels so good. Definitely feels good. I have so much from the bins that oh my gosh, it's just overflowing. My death pile is overflowing. I have a feeling that the next couple of videos I'm going to be doing is just going to be listing videos and solds videos, listing and solds. That's why I wanted to like do like, a live chat, just to kind of break up the monotony a little bit of what the next couple videos are going to be. I thought, oh well, people can take some time out and look at the live chat. Oh yeah, here's the names of the, yeah, I'll show you guys. This is the names of the shoes that she got. So if you guys see these names, some of you guys who sell on Poshmark and eBay would know these names: Rothy's, Allbirds, and Teaks by I'm terrible with names. Well, you can see it there. I can't pronounce things. I knew about Rothy's, and I had just heard about the Allbirds, but Sherry told me about the Teaks, and I'm like, oh, definitely have to keep those in mind. Now, here's something I just had recently, and I'm not sure how it's going to work out or not, because I haven't done this before. I've been reselling online for, I think, 7 years now, and I had something that it was a creamer and a sugar. It was vintage creamer and sugar. It was in mint condition, and I sent it. I wrap it in tissue paper, bubble wrap, put it in a good box. Off it went. The person gets it, and the creamer was crushed. And so something must have happened on that side of the box, because the sugar bowl, which was really big and ornate, and I had inverted it was a lidded sugar bowl. I inverted the lid, and that was perfect. So he showed me pictures of the crushed creamer and the sugar bowl being in good condition. And I was like, okay, I am going to submit a claim to the post office for this. I refunded him his money, and it's so funny because I had these in my inventory forever. I was having such a hard time selling them, and I have a matching platter to it too. And it's like vintage, made in Japan. It's Kyoto Rose Verte, I think is how you say it. I'm not sure. It's got like pink roses as the pattern all over it. And so anyways, I submitted my claim to the post office because it was shipped priority mail, which is insured. And it was, well below the insured dollar amount. And I can't remember if it's $50 or $100 that when you do it through eBay. Like, I think a minimum of 50, but if you're a top rated seller, I think it's more in terms of how much. So I don't know. I don't even know what I am. I don't know if I'm a top rated seller or not. I'd have to go look on eBay. I don't know what my status is on there. And I don't look at all of the stats all the time. I am a part-time seller. So, and oh, got a message here. Wonder what. Oh, that is, never mind. It's for something else. I thought it was relating to my live chat. Yeah, I submitted the claim to the post office, and I guess I just have to wait for, them to let me know if it gets approved. And then I guess if it gets approved, they mail you a check. So, I watched a bunch of YouTubes on it too, just to find out, what people were doing and how they were doing it. And, like, if it gets lost in the mail, if it gets, you can even add insurance to something that you're sending, first class mail. If you want it insured, you can buy insurance for it. And then if anything happens to that package, it's insured. And I don't think it costs too much for first class mail if you're, adding, the insurance to it. I have not done that. When I sell something and it's light enough to get first class mail, I just mail it that way, and it's not insured. I've just took chances all this time. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to continue to do that or not, but it's on a case by case basis. I guess it depends on what it is. And then most of my stuff is priority mail because it's over £1. So I'm always insured on that. I had asked Sherry, I called her up, I said, hey, you ever do this before? Because I'm like, I need some support, as a reseller, you just need that go-to person, that, you have, that you can text them or call them or whatever. Another thing I've been, oh, hey, Tracy, how you doing? Thanks for popping in. Let me type in hello. I don't know if you were hanging in listening before you just popped in, but I was just talking about having to submit a claim to the post office for something that got damaged. And so I got a hold of my friend Sherry, who's a reseller. And so have you ever had to submit a claim to the post office for something that got damaged? I just did my first one. I've been part-time reselling for 7 years, and I've never had to submit a claim. And I just submitted one like 2 days ago, was my first one. And it was a little nerve-wracking because I'm like, oh, how hard is it to fill out these online forms? You fill out forms all the time. I was like, I just found it hard to do. Like, I'm like, oh, how do I get this information? And oh, I got to attach it. I'm like, oh, geez, like, oh, really? Yeah. I've thought about that too. Like, do I really want to submit the claim or not? And I'm like, well, you know what? I'm just going to do it so I know how to, because if there's ever that time I really want to do it, I need to know how. So, yeah, it was on a small item. It's not a large dollar amount. It's under $20. And, so I was like, okay, let me do it on this one where if they don't give me my money back, I'm not out that much money because it, didn't call me that much. Oh, hi, Book Bewitched. Hey, you're new to my channel. I don't know that name. Welcome. We're just talking about reseller stuff. I don't know if you're a reseller or not. I'm just saying hello in the chat. Yeah, so I know that back in like November, December, and I think especially in December, there was a lot of like lost packages and damaged packages. Like I just remember all the resellers, they were all saying that they had so many to put in, so many claims to put in. And that just kind of scared me. I was like so glad that I was like a part-time reseller, and then I'm like, okay, I don't have that many things listed. And I sell things on a regular basis, but not a lot. And they all made it to their destination. And there was a few things that took a long time, but they eventually got there. I just messaged the person and say, hey, the mail's really slow right now. It's all backed up. And eventually it did reach the person. So I didn't have to submit any claims back in December either. So I was just happy to get through that. I was actually putting it off. It happened in the beginning of June. I mailed it out on June 4th, and I just filed the claim like a couple days ago. Oh, okay. So you're not a reseller? Oh, okay. So you subscribe. Well, thank you for being a subscriber. I appreciate that. I'm a small channel just trying to grow here. And yes, so I was just saying also, I have so much inventory that I shouldn't be shopping, but I can't like stay away from shopping. But I'm trying to be good about it and list some more. I didn't list a lot here in June, so I got to catch up. So I'm going to try. I always say list 2 items a day, 2 items a day. And then sometimes I don't list for a couple of days, and I'm like, okay, now I have to list 4 or 5 items to catch up or whatever. But the other day I was watching TikTok, and I know TikTok is people either love it or hate it. I kind of like it right now. So this lady on TikTok, she was just like, just do one. She said, just do 1 push-up. Just read 1 page of your book. Just like, I don't know. It was like, and I was thinking in reselling terms, just list 1 item. Because she goes, you can't do just 1 push-up. Once you get down on the floor and you do 1 push-up, you end up doing 2 push-ups. And you're like, well, if I did 2 push-ups, let me see if I can do 3. It's like, when you pick up the weights, like if you have free weights at home, you're like, you don't ever go, oh, let me just do 1 curl with 1 arm. No, if you're going to do 1, you're going to do the other, and then next thing you know, you're like working out. And the same with, yeah, we definitely need to hire listers. That's for sure. I just saw your comment, Sherry. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, here. Oh, hey, hi, Greenbee. I see you popped in. You've had some slow boxes to the customers. Yeah, definitely like snail mail sometimes, for sure. So I was thinking about that, what that lady said. I'm like, it's true. I don't ever list just one thing unless I get interrupted. That, although it did happen the other day, I started the listing and then I got interrupted and then I never got back to it. But if I list one thing, I'll list another thing. And then when I hit that 2, I'm like, at least I listed 2 today. 2 a day, 2 a day. I have enough to do, like 20 a day for a while. I think I have a lot of inventory at the moment, but that is just not going to happen. Sherry, I'll ask you a question. How many items do you list a day? I know you don't list every day because we talk about it all the time, but when you do list, what's your normal count of listing? And I know Greenbee, she doesn't list that often at all. She lists it very sporadically, but she still sells stuff. That always, like when I used to work full-time, part-time. I trade stocks. I was always in on the stock market. I was always listening to all kinds of, the financial news and reading financial news and all that stuff. And then I also was selling on Facebook Marketplace, not actually, it wasn't Marketplace. It was the yard sale group, the groups that you could join, local yard sale groups. And then I would list on eBay and Poshmark. And I don't know, I would get up in the morning and I would list like 1 or 2 items, and then I would go off to work. And if I had sold anything, I would wrap them up that day and I'd drop them off at the post office on my way in. But I wasn't like consistently listing, but yet I was still consistently selling. That's what was funny about it. Okay, I'll put up Sherry's answer here. She says, I listed 2 yesterday, maybe 4 or 5, unless I have really good stuff. That's true. I know sometimes you're like, I just hit a garage sale and I got 5 Coach bags. I got to get them listed. Yeah, when you know you're gonna get really good money, it's definitely motivated to get those up first. And, yeah, that caused a problem in that's part of my what do you call it? I was calling it opportunity piles, but the death pile was I had bought stuff and didn't know the true value of it when I bought it, and turned out they weren't worth that much. So then I didn't want to list them. I'm like, well, I don't want to list that item. I'm not going to get that much for it. Well, you got to list them anyways, because you either have to donate them or try to sell them at a yard sale or something like that to, get your money back out. But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start listing some of these items, not for a lot, but at least I'll get my money back, a little bit of profit. And yeah, it's extra work. And yeah, you might, you still have your good stuff to list, and you get that listed too. Just get it all listed. It doesn't matter if it's a mug that you're only going to make $8 on. Get it listed. Oh man. Yeah, I have some smalls. I have things that I'm like, okay, so it's $8, $10. Who cares? Like, those stuff sell in between the items where you sell for $35 and $45. It's that the little items do add up. You can't have, unless you literally go through all of your inventory and clear out and just donate back everything that is going to make you less than, I don't know, $15 or something like that. If you got rid of all of that, but then you got to think, what about all the money that you spent on those items? Like, that's what I keep thinking about. I'm like, hey, if I spent $1 or $2 on each of these items and I'm donating like 50 items, that's like $100 or something. Like I have a hard time with that sometimes. I'm like, hey, Danny, thanks for joining. Danny Reloaded. You're a new name to my channel too. Hello. How you doing? Are you a reseller? Oh, I'm misspelling your name here. Reloaded. Um, Danny, are you a reseller, or are you just popping by to say hi? You sound English American, US, but in the USA. Yes, yes, definitely American. Grew up in Pennsylvania. Oh, although I get that all the time. When I talk to people across the United States, I used to work for multiple companies that were national, but the one company was national. It's actually international. And when you talk to international people, they don't question your accent. But it was really weird when I talk to people in Boston or Texas or California, wherever, and you got English ancestry. Oh, probably. Americans, we're like the melting pot, right? I got a little bit of German, Irish, Scottish, Wales, English, all that in there. Families all melting pot. So when I would talk to people on the phone across the country, I would be halfway through like answering their questions or helping them out with whatever it was that we were doing. It was equipment leasing, so it was all finance things. And they would be like, where are you from? They would always, you have an accent. What's your accent? My accent was sometimes, the more I talked to, say, New Yorkers, I'd pick up a New York accent. The more I talked to people from Philadelphia, I'd get the Philadelphia accent. Then when I was go home, I would use my home accent. Oh, you're in Scotland? With the phone. Yeah. I have a little bit of I don't know what to, when I go back home, everybody talks a little slower and they talk a little bit different. I think it's because we have a lot of Amish and it's a lot of Germans together, and we're mostly German, and we just like, and that we enunciate differently too. Like it's a different enunciation. Um, yeah, Lancaster. That's right, Lancaster County Dutch. That's right. Throw your papa down the stairs his hat. Definitely the Amish. That's not even how they say it in German. That is not how you would say that. But that's that's that sing-songy way is so I kind of talk like that. And then like what's weird is if I listen to certain YouTubers for a long period of time, I pick up their accents too. And I will start talking to expecting sie bisschen Deutsch. Very little. uh, I took 4 years of German, and we were not taught like conversational German, and we weren't necessarily like, it wasn't like a real hard German class to take. I loved my German teacher. He was great. He was definitely entertaining. I did find that when I went to Germany, though, I could read. I couldn't speak the language, but I could read the language, most of it. And some of it, is kind of intuitive. Like when you're on a highway and you see Ausgang, that's the exit, and Eingang, on ramp and all that stuff. Like it's intuitive too when you're there. And what's funny is like you can read the menu in German and understand what it is, but they had all the menus translated into 4 languages. When I was over there in the 90s, all the language, there was 4 languages on every menu because of it, all the countries being so close. You were fed chocolate? You were fed chocolate in your German class? That's it? I thought Belgium was for the chocolate. It's funny. I can speak a few words in a lot of languages, but I cannot like learn a language. Like when our company was owned by Japanese, I was like, konnichiwa, genki desu ka, and they get all excited. And I'm like, no, that's it. That's all I can say. That's it in Japanese, other than sushi, you know. And then if I know somebody speaks Spanish, I'm like, hola, ¿cómo estás? That's it. That is something I like. I like to do, is pick up just a few words. And, oh yeah, parlez-vous français? Yeah, exactly. When we went skiing in Canada, all the signs were in French, so you do pick it up. We had like a woman with us who was giving us like little French lesson as we'd ski. Like she was our friend and she was with us, and like we would repeat the signs. Like as we saw the signs, we'd sing the signs, as we were going down through. Because and then she would translate them for us, and we had fun with that. Yeah, I'm one of those people that I play a little bit of piano. I know a little bit in a lot of different languages, but I never studied like a full language. I think if I was immersed in like the culture, like actually lived in the country, like I think I would pick it up. The thing I can't do is spell. I can't spell English words, let alone spell in different country. Like, oh, see, yeah, exactly. I am, I can't even put that. What does that say? You got to translate that for me. Danny, you got to translate that for me. I can't just pop that up there. I guess I could get in trouble. I don't know. I don't know what the rules are with if you're on a live chat and you have something in a different language. Don't know. And Sherry, I'm not sure what Sherry's putting up there either. I'm not putting your comment up there. I said, no, I don't understand French, my friend. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Listen, thanks, Phil. Sherry's talking about the toilet. Now, I do want to, that's one of the reasons like why I like to be like a part-time reseller, is my husband's retired now, and I don't know if I'm ever going to go back to like the corporate world. I certainly think about it to work full time, but I really like the just stock trading and then reselling part time, because I can stop it and start it. Like we were just now talking about, like we want to do some more traveling now that the countries are all opened up and the United States is open up and we're vaccinated and we're like ready to go. And so we were just talking about like we want to book some trips, and like I didn't want to like build my business so big that it would hurt me financially, like if that was if I was dependent so much on that income. I mean, I guess if I built my business up that I had employees, the employees would run it while I was gone. That would be okay, I guess. Yes, where is the bathroom? Oh, okay. What was the other thing? The thing we always like to say in German class was "Darf ich meine Bleistift spitzen," which is, "Can I sharpen my pencil, please?" Oh, bitte at the end. "Darf ich meine Bleistift spitzen, bitte?" Can I sharpen my pencil? I absolutely love the freedom of being a part-time reseller, and I'm not knocking anybody. I think not knocking anybody, but that's the whole attraction to reselling, is you can do it before work, after work. Like my breaks used to line up with the posh parties, and I would be sharing my closet on the posh parties and stuff. And that was relaxing to me. I would go out and I would walk around outside if it was nice out. And, well, even if it was cold, I'd put my jacket on, I'd still be outside walking. I'd get my steps in and I'd be sharing all my, items to the posh parties. Or I'd just be sharing my items anyways. And doing that, all these reseller activities were actually like relaxing to me. And then when you make money, you're like, I can make money at this. I can make extra money. This is awesome. Like I tell so many people about it. And the first thing everybody says is, I don't have time to do that. It's kind of like going to the gym. I don't have time to go to a gym. Well, we all had a lot of time off, and we all were sequestered at our house. And guess what we all found out? We all found out that we're not going to work out anyways, even when we have the time. We're not going to start a new business. Some people did. I guess some people started a new business. Oh, yeah, the Autobahn. Danke. Yes. During the shutdown, I had, the only thing I did was start this YouTube channel. That I did. And that was something it was so out of my comfort zone. I wanted to do it like the year before that. The year before that, I wanted to start a YouTube channel, and I was too chicken to get in front of a camera. I was like, there's just no way I'm going to be able to do this. And guess what? I'm coming up on my 1-year anniversary, July 1st, which is in a couple days. July 1st is my 1-year anniversary, and I couldn't be happier. I'm still a really small channel, and you got to take your lumps if you want. I'm still trying to grow my channel, and I'm fine with that. I love doing the videos. I like, I watch other people's videos, and I like to go on their live chats and chat with all the other resellers, and I learn a lot from them. And the people are funny. Oh, they are funny. They're brutal sometimes. They're funny. And oh yeah, Green Bee, she started a YouTube channel too. And oops. Let me get that off there. Oh, there we go. And what was I? Oh, yeah. So I started the YouTube channel, coming up on my year, and I absolutely love doing it, and I'm going to keep doing it. I just find it fascinating. I'm constantly thinking about like, oh, I need to film something, or I need to plan, my next video, or plan something. Oh, sorry, I just bumped my table there. And yeah, you were so chatty. Surprised not many people are here, huh? Oh, well, One, people never know about my live chats because I do them last minute, unannounced, impromptu. I put up a quick little video on TikTok. I thought I put something on Instagram and here it never loaded. So it only loaded up 15 minutes before I went live. So like hardly anybody's going to see that, even though I have a lot. I just started TikTok a couple months ago and I have over 600 followers there, and here on this channel, I only have 167. Well, it goes up and down. Sometimes every time I gain a few, I lose a few, and then I gain a few more. So I get, I'm slowly gaining traction here on YouTube. I just cannot figure out the algorithm. It doesn't seem to matter. It gets to a point where you're like, oh, if I'm checking all the boxes and I'm supposedly doing everything they want you to do, maybe it's my content. I don't know. Maybe they don't want to watch. I'm still trying to become a better, better at the videos. There's a lot more I could do better. I watched my videos and I cringe sometimes. I'm like, ooh, I could do that better. I went back and watched, if you go back and watch some of my first videos from last July, the videos weren't necessarily bad, but I never smile. I'm just like, here's this item, here's this item, here's that item. And I just like no emotion. I don't even have that many. I put up very few videos on TikTok. One of my videos went viral and got over 10,000 views. The first two videos I put up, which were short ones that I used they have some templates. I used a couple of their little templates and they got over 2,300 views on them. And I was like, wow, YouTube's got some, YouTube's been around for a long time and they do nothing to help out small channels. They do absolutely nothing. They are so focused on big channels and they do not care about little channels at all. And it's a shame because there's so many people that get disappointed when they don't get any traction and has everything to do with the algorithm and not about their content. Little channels become big channels when the algorithm helps little channels. If the algorithm is only helping bigger channels, they're focused on the wrong thing. And I know all about bean counters. I worked in finance for 20 some years. I know about every kind of bean that can be counted. And I know that was always something. They were always looking at the big bang for your buck and not the little guy. They weren't looking at the little guy, but every once in a while they would focus on the little guys. And when they did, our numbers would double and triple from the little vendors. The little vendors, we could get so much more business out of them when we paid attention to them, but they still only wanted to, pay attention to the big national accounts that we had. And I think YouTube does the same thing. And it's a shame because they actually, they put commercials on my videos now. So they're getting paid for my content, but I'm not getting paid because I'm not monetized. That's okay. It's a new thing. Pink slips. Yeah. So I know a lot of people start YouTube channels and give up and they're like, this isn't worth it. It's so much work and you don't get monetized. And then when you do, if you're still not getting enough views or, you're just not getting paid a lot, and that kind of sucks. Oh, penny stocks. Are you talking about, yeah, I don't trade penny stocks. Yeah. They're fun for like a minute, but nah, no thanks. Red herrings when you were saying about pink slips, red herrings is what we used to call them when I was in FA. We would literally go to a room. It was printed out on paper. And this was not that long ago. And they would have ones that you could look at that weren't available online to look at, and they called them red herrings, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not selling these to my clients. So Green Bee Explorer, she doesn't do, even though she does reselling a little bit, her channel is actually all about travel and recipes and gardening and all kinds of different subjects. Puppy dogs. She has a whole bunch of things you can learn. So one day you might be learning about, a puppy dog, playing with, meeting a cat and playing with the cat. The next video might be you learn a recipe, like how to use your pressure cooker. The next might be like how to tend to certain plants in your garden, whether they're veggie plants or, or flowers or whatever. Oh, you're referring to the little guys, Dana? Yeah. So the little channel, do you have your own YouTube channel too? I can't tell when looking at this. I don't want to click on it. If you have a channel, what's your channel content? I know some people, I used to go on YouTube all the time. I didn't have a channel. I watched all kinds of channels for a long time before I decided to have one. I used to always watch those Tiny House Nation. Oh, love those. I just love that. Those were always fun. I liked when people were downsizing and things, but it kind of doesn't work with my reselling business though, because the only thing that works for them would be like if they're buying things that they can use in their tiny home, and they don't want to buy things or pay for things full price. They want to get something used or reuse it, change it up and use it in a different way or something like that. Oh, okay. So you don't have a channel? Yeah, lots and lots of. My husband watches YouTubes all the time. How to do things, how to do this, how to do that. Like it's mostly like I need to change out. I'm changing out something under the sink. I need to know like how to do it and what's the best way to, any type of mechanical issue. Car parts, anything like that. Or we were building around our flower bed. We wanted to put bricks, really nice. What are they called? Like they're like paver, like they're stone. They're big brick looking things. I don't know what you call it. Like a border along my flower bed. And so he watched this YouTube, and then I'm gonna need to take a drink. Sorry while I take a drink. I can feel it. It's like a tickle in my throat right there. He watched this YouTube, I don't know how many times. Then the whole time while before he went to get the supplies, he watched it again, made a list of the supplies, made sure he got the exact same supplies. Then he watched it multiple times, had me watch it a couple times, so we could work on it and do it together. And as he did each step to build this flower bed, he watched that video and he goes, now I see why the people do this, why people put YouTubes out. And then he goes, now I see how they get paid, because, there was commercials each time. So, you had to watch the commercial, at least up to a point. And I said, I want to get monetized, on YouTube. That would be awesome. At the moment, I'm just putting out the content that, the reseller content, so that if people are reselling, whether they've been reselling for a long time, or they're like, hey, I only sell sneakers and I'm really looking to get into like other items. Like what else should I be looking for? I go to yard sales all the time and I walk past this stuff, didn't know it was worth anything. Like they might see that on my channel because I sell a little bit of everything. So I do women's clothes, men's clothes. I do children's, not too much into kids stuff. And then I do vintage. I do vintage of all sorts. And I do home decor. And I just got some books recently. And I just got some patterns, like for knitting and crocheting, mostly crocheting, I think. And I'm looking around. I got shoes. I got jeans. I got clothes of all sorts. I got appliances, kitchen appliances. I got into pots and pans. That's from watching another reseller. And I just look for just about anything I think I can flip for a profit. That's what we're all about. I just realized I'm like, I keep talking and talking. That's one thing my husband always says I'm good at. I think that's why I like doing the YouTubes is I get to talk a lot. My cousin started a channel, and she talks about lots of different things, and she and what was nice about it is I hadn't seen her in person in a long time because she lived in different states, and people move around and you just don't get to see them, even when there'd be family reunions and things like that. And she started a YouTube channel. I'm like, wow, this is awesome. I get to see her all the time. And I was like, so we watch each other's channels and stuff. And I think that's cool too. And you would think, oh, well, you can do that on Facebook or Instagram and things like that. Well, she wasn't all that active on Facebook. Like some people, they're like, nah, I don't do Facebook or I don't do Instagram. Oh, hey, Primrose. Hey, how you doing? Oh my gosh, I do this to you every time. I can't remember your first name. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, what's your first name? Oh my gosh. I do watch your channel, but I am so terrible. Oh, I say that every time. I'm so glad you finally were able to jump in and say hello. Oh, you're heading to bed. Oh, in the beginning of the chat, you would have missed it. We talked about, Brianna, that's right. I knew it started with a B, but I just couldn't think of, I was like, I didn't want to call you like Brittany or something. Hey, Brianna. We were talking about how I had a item that one of the two items that was in the box broke, and I had to submit a claim to the USPS. And I know you sell a lot of vintage. So just a quick question to you. Have you ever had to submit a claim to the United States Postal Service for something that got broke or lost or anything like that? Have you had to do that yet? I know you haven't been selling for too long, but it was quite an experience for me, and I was putting it off. Oh, yeah, Sherry, I know you. Yeah, you have to, get to bed too. Yeah, don't worry about it. Just thanks for stopping by. I know I do these late, and I do these late. I know it's late for the people on the East Coast, but I know a lot of the resellers are actually in the other time zones. Like when I started at 10, the California resellers, it's only 7 o'clock in the evening for them. So, and I think even for Primrose, well, it's almost 11 now here. So maybe it's like 10 there. Oh yeah, okay, here we go. Here we go. I'm going to put this up here. So Brianna says, yes, during December when the post office was struggling so much, I had 2 different items show up broken to the buyers. Did you, yeah. I talked about that a little bit, that December was, luckily, I was like cringing. I was like, oh, please don't let this, happen to me. But I knew during November and December when the whole postal service got backed up, and then we were having problems even here locally where they had like a warehouse full of items that hadn't been, like people were trying to ship around Michigan. Like how can I send this that it's not going to end up in Michigan as it goes the rest of the way? I knew they were having backups all over the country, and I was like, oh, please let my items get there. I didn't sell that many items, but they all made it, and a few things were really late and people were complaining, but I just reminded them that the post office had an issue and that they had to wait, and thank goodness the items all showed up. Oh, yay. See, that's what I did. So I refunded my buyer and I submitted my claim. This is a small dollar amount. It's like under $20. And yeah, good night, Sherry. And I won't keep you too long, but I'm just so glad that you finally got to be one of my lives. Thank you, for everybody that's showed up and, hung out tonight. Yeah, so I submitted my claim a couple days ago, and I'm waiting I'm waiting for either they're going to accept my claim or not. And I guess if they do, they'll send me a check. So I'm going to, I didn't even talk about it on my YouTube channel. I should have done that too. I have to record that. I mean, I'm talking about it on this live and people are going to see it here, but I'm going to put it into a video. I'm going to talk about it in a video. So glad that you saw. So what I did was I did a TikTok. I don't know if you are on TikTok or not, but I am on TikTok as well as Instagram. And I have my own Facebook. I have my own Facebook page, Left Lane Finds Facebook page too. So I had put out a notice on TikTok that I was going to do the live. And then I thought I put it out on Instagram, and here it didn't load. It didn't load till 15 minutes before I went live. So it did get out there, but it was kind of late. But I had put a notification on, not a notification, what do you call it? A post. I put a post on my Facebook page. So I don't know if you follow me on my Facebook page or not, but if you do, you'll see I at least try to get a message out there too. If you don't see the actual notification, because I don't know how fast the notifications are on YouTube. Does it wait till you go live, or does it put it out there before you go live? I think it does before you go live. But I only created the broadcast maybe about, I think it was 20 minutes, maybe 15 minutes before I went live or something like that. Yeah, so yeah, I always do these impromptu. I never I never schedule them. I don't have a Facebook or a TikTok. Yeah, that's, it's, I thought I was on these Etsy groups and they talked about it constantly. They constantly talked about that their sales were being driven through TikTok. And I was like, I am just not getting on TikTok. I'm not doing it. Hi, Jobber Jay. Hello, whose mom is this? I am buying. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, good night, Green Bee. I know you have work tomorrow. So TikTok, I was never ever going to get on TikTok, and then I heard people talking about it, and I was like, okay, I'll try it. And it's fun. I tell you what, it's fun to watch. There's an entire reselling community on TikTok. I mean, huge reselling community who they do not, some of them have YouTubes, but most of them do not have YouTube channels. And I'm surprised. It is everything under the sun. There's people in there that they do like a niche where like some of the guys, they just sell sneakers. Then there's guys who buy and sell everything. And then there's girls on there who do, just the vintage, or they sell everything. They talk about, going to the bins and all that stuff. And it's so much fun to watch. But then there's other things I'm interested in, like the couponing. I do couponing too. I know you guys hear me talk about it every once in a while. And I watch the couponing TikTok gals too. So I learned that as well. But I learned as much from the reseller people on TikTok as I do on YouTube, which is pretty cool. And so yeah, even if you don't want to post any content to TikTok, you can still get on it and still follow everybody. You can still follow and interact with them and things like that. You do not have to have any videos. You don't have to post any of your own videos. The first 2 videos I put on TikTok, I used their templates. I said that earlier tonight. They have these templates, and it's kind of really easy to use. It is so much easier than Reels or any of that. Instagram, when I first got on Instagram, I was so frustrated by Instagram, and I constantly had to ask people, how do you do this? How do you do that? I just could not figure it out. I was so frustrated with Instagram, and I still only do basic stuff on Instagram because I don't have the time for it. It's not intuitive. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do the basic little stuff, and I'm not going to try to knock it out of the park there. I go on TikTok, and you can make these amazing short videos using their templates. And then as soon as you watch people a little bit, you're like, oh, wait a sec, I think I can do this and do that, and I can add that to this, and you get to, and there's people in there that have channels where all they do is teach you how to do TikToks. And that is amazing, where you can use the filters and how to add this and how to change the music and use just oh my god, I could go on and on. I don't want to do that. So yeah, some people absolutely hate it. It is addictive. You go right down rabbit holes. You find it sucks your time away, and you're like, oh, I should have probably been listening instead of watching TikToks. So if you're going to allow yourself to get sucked into TikTok, make sure you have the time to do it and that you're not putting off anything important. And maybe only do it like in the evening, or you're like relaxing, you're like, let me just look at it, or maybe take a couple minutes in the morning or something, but make sure you get all your work and chores done. So anyways, I think we had a good amount of people. I mean, I never get a ton of people watching my lives because I'm still such a small channel. Yeah, I'm growing so much faster on TikTok. I mean, even Instagram, I have almost 2,500 followers on Instagram, and I have over 600 on TikTok, and I don't have anywhere near that. I can't even break 200 on YouTube. Like I've been on for a year, and I don't want to sound like poor me, but I really think it has a lot to do with the algorithm, and they just don't care about small channels, and and it's just a shame. Oh yeah, and I spend a lot of time watching YouTubes. Yep, I'm watching YouTubes, and and then I'm thinking, oh, I should be listing. I have so much in my death pile. I know some people will like put a video on, like a YouTube video on, and then they'll be like listing and just listening to it in the background. But I find that I want to watch the channel. I want to see the item that they're talking about. If they're saying, oh, I found this particular vintage item and I want to see what it is. Like I can't. Yeah. Now yours has been growing really good. You had a video go viral, which was amazing. I was like, I saw that video go viral. I was like, good for you, like Brianna. And then you got a whole bunch of people subscribing to your channel. Oh yeah, the listing challenge. I am probably going to do another. I'm going to do another one of those listing challenge collabs. But the next collab that's coming up, if you're not aware of it, go follow Nicole on the Nesting Haven. Nesting Haven. She does what's called Thriftmas in July, and it's all supposed to be thrifted Christmas items. I'm not sure if they have to be vintage or not. I don't know that she says they have to be vintage or not. I think they just have to be thrifted Christmas items. And it doesn't matter if you're keeping them for yourself or if you're reselling them. But Nicole, this will be her 4th annual year of doing Thriftmas in July. So go to Nesting Haven here. I'll put it in here. I mean, I'll just put the, I wonder if I can grab her channel. Hold on. Let me see if I can do this. Let me go here, and I think I might be able to do this. We're going to try anyways. Nesting Haven. See if I can find her channel. And all right, yeah. Okay, so let me grab the channel. Let me come back over here. Let's see if it'll let me post it. Oh, I think it's going to work. Okay, so there's Nicole's channel. If you're looking for more collabs to do, I'm definitely going to do this because I missed it last year because I started my YouTube channel beginning of July, and I was watching a whole bunch of different YouTubers and didn't watch hers in time to see that she had a collab out there, and I literally missed it by like a day or something like that. She had closed it off and I missed it. I missed the deadline, or I could have gotten like into a collab with a really nice channel. Nicole is so nice. Here, you know what I'm going to do also is I'm going to come off of here. Let me go in here and look up. Let's see here. Oh, that's not working, right? Why is that not working? Oh, let me try something here. Let me come in here. Let me go to here. And, oh, no, let me do it this way. Bear with me while I search around the internet here, looking for channels. Aha, there it is. And I'm going to put up everybody's channel that was in. So this is Brianna's channel, Primrose Collectibles. I'm going to put the link up for that too. Put these links up. Let's see here. Who else is here? I'll get the next person up in a second here. Another person that had a channel. Because we're nearing the end. I'm going to be going to bed myself soon. Let's go. Let's find Green Bee Explorer. And also Tracy was in here for a little bit. Put her channel in. Oh, I passed right by Green Bee. Where is it? There it is. We'll put her channel in. We'll put everybody's channel in the chat. And everybody should look at everybody's channel that I'm popping in here at the end. If you guys watch this whole live video and you get to the end, you will see everybody's channel in here. Let me just grab Tracy's because she was also in here. She was in here earlier. She popped in for a bit. People come and go. That's just the way these live chats go. Let me find Tracy's. Oh, there it is. Oh, for a second there, I'm like, where is it? Okay. And let me grab hers. Now, I think she has, well, this is one of her channels. I think she has a second channel, or she's changing her channel up. So, but there's everybody's channels for everybody that has a YouTube. Not everybody that was in the chat had a YouTube channel. But yeah, if you go back and watch like the beginning of the chat here, we talked a little bit about, what happens when a package gets lost and damaged and all that. And we talked about listing and how we hate all that. Yeah, I think I'm going to end the live chat. I'm not going to be doing these on a regular basis. It's just going to be these impromptu chats, and so hopefully you guys, if you subscribe to my channel, or please subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and hit that notification bell, and then you'll at least get notified when I do go live. You can always follow me on all my social media, which will, once this is all done and uploaded, I go back. So maybe in a day or two, you can go back and see, but you can go to any of my other videos. I have my link tree has the links to all of my TikTok and Instagram and my Facebook page and all that in there, and it has all my selling pages too. And so hopefully you guys watch my other videos. In fact, actually, I can't go to bed. As soon as I'm done here, I got to upload the video that is due at midnight, which is less than an hour. I got to get it uploaded because I put videos up every Tuesday and Thursday, and it is due in less than an hour. My next video on YouTube. So anyways, I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.